Greetings everybody and welcome to another episode of Preston's Touching Base, and today it is April, and by the time this goes out it will be April anyway, and we are today discussing March's updates about me, the channel, and everything about myself in general, that, touching base with you guys, keeping you up to date with what's going on with me. So let's get started. Hopefully I won't take up too much of your time, but the first thing I'd like to mention is, you may have noticed on the channel, is music has popped up on my channel, and I've been experimenting with creating music. So this will be something I'll be looking into a little bit deeper. It's taken a while to sort out and get right, but I've enjoyed making it, and the first album has been released, I believe, a few days ago, which is Preston's Music, the Neon Nuclear Future, and hopefully you guys will check it out and enjoy it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, I think, one of my favourite tracks that I've done on it. There's a couple in there that I really like personally, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to look 1 minute's worth, or a short section. It may be even all, it's about 3 minutes long, but I'll play a track for you that I personally think is quite good and see what you think. So here we go, have a listen.
Outside my door, howling outside. I don't belong here anymore. Belong here anymore. Моя душа кричит в тишине, chasing the ghosts that look like me.
Okay, hopefully you guys actually enjoyed that, and there's plenty more, so it's on my channel at the moment, so go check it out. I think there's 14 tracks in general. Obviously I might have played a couple there as well, actually, to give you a bit more of a taste of different things on that track, but there's another album being created as we speak. It's going to take a little while, but I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy it and enjoy the music. Obviously, I will try and explore into different genres as well. I mean, obviously, as you can see by stereotypically in my appearance, I like metal music, but I also like electronic, and I also like industrial sort of stuff as well. So, but I am not afraid to explore different genres as well. So that's something I'll be definitely looking into to explore and making as well. So go and check that out for me. Again, if you like what you hear, drop it a like, and maybe use it for going to the gym or maybe your car journeys or whatever you do and you like to listen to music. Give it a listen, see what you think, and please leave me some feedback. Leave me some feedback. What's your favourite track? Let me know what number is your favourite track. I would appreciate any feedback you guys can give me on that one. So yeah, I've enjoyed making this one, so it's really, really good. Hopefully more to come. The next thing I will look at is my motorbike is on the road. Now, as you well know, I've got a motorbike now, and I've started my two-wheel journey. And I started from the beginning, and I'm slowly making my way through the Mod 1, Mod 2s, the tests, etc. I'm still waiting for another attempt, but I'm actually enjoying taking my current bike out as we speak. I've been taking it to work, riding around casually, and we're definitely getting the feel of it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, as you may remember last time, I decided to get a camera for the bike, which a lot of people have it on the front of the bike, and a few cameras on the helmet and everywhere. They've got a few things scattered around to capture different footage of where they go. At the moment, I'm going to be experimenting with just the one on my helmet, so wherever I look, you'll be able to observe and see with me. And as I go around, I'm not going to take videos of me going to work because that's just boring and not much there, but as the weather improves, I aim to go around different places and capture different areas I visit. Now, being it's a small bike, and obviously I can't go on certain roads or motorways, etc. at this moment in time. I'm a bit limited where I could go within reason, but I aim, when nice weather comes out, is to go to groups and stuff like this. A few friends of mine have already organised that we get together at some point in the near future and we go for rides. So I aim to capture some of this footage, and if we go to another location, I said before in previous videos, maybe I'll go to a museum or a cathedral or a cafe even, and talk about, introduce you guys to the area and give you guys a bit of insight into what this is about. And as I explore doing that and get better at making that sort of content, I want to go abroad and I want to start travelling Europe, and I want to go to these quite nice places, and sort of like a tour holiday and go to different hotels or B&Bs and really kind of explore Europe. As I've got older, I want to do these things, and I want to basically share it with you guys, and I want you guys, maybe even to the point where if I start doing it live, you guys could even suggest a place to go, or if I upload a video, you guys can go, yeah, that's great, try going here before you leave the country, or try going here on your next stop, something a bit interactive. Maybe it's all like plans and concepts, but hopefully, fingers crossed, things like that will happen. But at the moment, I really enjoy riding it. Again, it's not a race, I just literally potter along. I mean, I don't go super slow, but I'm not interested in going 90, 100 mile an hour. My bike won't do that anyway, but at the moment I'm quite happy just pottering along, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour and just literally cruising and chilling. But yeah, it's a slow growing thing. I'm glad I'm taking my time. I'm glad, obviously by now I'd like to be a full big bike and go ahead and do stuff, but what I have realised is the insurance is pretty high. As a person, obviously I've just started riding, etc. Obviously I've had a couple of instances in my car that have unfortunately made the insurance quite high, but it'll come down in a few years as long as I behave and do things properly, and hopefully, obviously by this year I'm hoping to get a bigger bike, but that's all going to be something that we'll have a look at in the future. But yeah, I'm going to get that camera on the helmet and I'm going to have a look, and I think you can play music as well. You can tie it to your phone, etc. And when you're riding with companions, you can obviously link into Discord or some sort of communication sort of network, and you can talk to each other as you're riding. So now the weather's getting nice, it's a lot of opportunity coming up, but obviously at the moment it's still a bit cold. I'm going to be riding my bike, hopefully. I mean, it just started raining, I think, at the moment, where sadly, so I can't take it out at the moment unless it stops and the road's dry a little bit, then I'll still do it. But yeah, the weather's improving here in the UK, so I'm hoping at some point in the near future I'll be able to get out there and ride and do some stuff. I also took it in for a service. So one of the things I've done is it's important me of a bike, especially when you own it yourself, is to keep an eye on it and look after it. And I took it for a complete full service and health check. So a full service included filters change, all the fluids were changed, the brake pads were changed, any bolts were tightened, and a couple of other things. The sprocket and the chain were quite worn out, so they were hooked. And unfortunately for me, that bike only being a year and a half old was being quite abused. It's most 125s unfortunately are badly abused, and they are ragged around. I know tomorrow, and they get worn out really, really quickly. And I'm amazed that this bike, being so young, has been so badly abused. It's only done 6,000 miles or 6,200 miles considering when I bought it. So I've decided myself is I'm going to look after it. I'm going to basically have it refurbished, and over time, the next year or so, is hopefully look after it and maintain everything that needs to be maintained on it, and hopefully when my lad grows up a little bit, he can have it as his first bike. But I get a bigger bike, that's the whole plan. But we'll see what happens. He's got a lot to prove, and he's got a lot of things, standards he needs to adhere to for his education and his future, and he's not getting rewarded for slacking and not doing much. But that's the plan of what I'm going to do with it. So, but hopefully next video I'll be capturing some stuff, and I'll be showing you some stuff, and obviously as it gets bigger and more content is made, I'll make it into a separate sort of series sort of thing where I'll be doing stuff. And it seems quite popular. There's quite a lot of bikers that I've watched on YouTube before, and they seem to go in different places and they talk. And what I found is, for me, is I can actually talk to yourself when you're riding. You close your helmet, you're in your little world, and as long as you're obviously focusing on what you're doing, I seem to talk to myself of how I'm riding, what I'm learning, things I'm experiencing at the time, and then your mind wanders off to other topics, and it's just a bit of clarity. And a friend of mine at work once said, you're in your own little world when the helmet's on your head and the visor's shut. You're in your little world, and off you go, which is very, very true. Which is actually very, very true. But I think it's important. I think riding's actually good for mental health. I think because it's much more of a different experience being on the bike than it is in a car. It just is. It's really hard to explain. You're more in the elements. It's dangerous. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot more dangerous, but you feel more. It's a lot more freer. There's a lot more freedom, and there's a lot more. Sometimes you almost feel like Superman. You're flying through the air, you can feel the air in your face as you're riding, etc. And I think that's really cool. So that's something I'll be looking into more. So stay tuned for that. Stay focused for that one, and I'll keep you updated as best I can. Right. So number 3. So podcast. Right. It is starting to frustrate me slightly. It's no one's fault. It is what it is. I'm still got a couple of people that are like this, and it's getting to the point where I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway with these people without them. I've approached a couple of people and just mentioned to them that if you're interested, please let me know. We've all got lives, we've all got jobs, we've all got most of us got girlfriends or wives or kids, etc. Life is very busy, and and some people have got more going on in their life than others. Ironically, the people that have more going on in their lives are the ones that actually have the biggest contribution, I think, to the topic of discussion. But we are overdue. It's gone on quite a while now, and I'm thinking about just literally going ahead with it. But it's not been forgotten about. It hasn't been forgotten about. It hasn't been just left behind, and we're just going to leave it and not do anything. Me and Vincent are still very determined to get this done and get it sorted. But everyone's gone quite quiet. Everyone's waiting patiently for the next bit of information, the next update of when things are happening. I've got the plan, the program as such. I've done the paperwork. It's all been done. The other thing we need to do is say with people that are guaranteed and to confirm they want to attend is to get a meeting up together and literally say to each other, right, okay, introduce, shake hands, virtual shake hands, and literally say, look, this is me, this is what I'm about, what day we're doing it, what time we're doing it, how we get comfortable with the time frame. And that's really about it. And then I will announce it, and Vincent on his channel will announce it, and then we say this is the date it's happening, and then we do it live, and then off we go. We have the podcast. And then obviously we'll see the feedback that comes through, and then we'll go on from there for the next episode. We'll plan the next episode, what it's going to be about, etc. It could be about work, it could be about marriage, it could be about cars, it could be about anything. But we have a look at what's next, and we see the feedback coming through of mental health, and maybe people want a second episode about that. Maybe people want a bit more expansion about that. So it's just trial errors. I mean, podcasts are quite wide. I mean, we all know for a fact that podcasts are everywhere. So you could turn around and say, oh, you're just jumping on the bandwagon. Yes, maybe I am, but I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm genuinely interested in having discussions. I like talking to people. I like having people involved in a big conversation, and we can all share ideas, and we can all open people's eyes up to the reality of what's going on. So it's a bit like some of the music when I made. The first bit I've just done is the music. If you listen to some of the words, I mean, ironically, just touching back on that quickly, it's not all in English. There's a bit of German in there, there's a bit of Russian in there, and some of the things that she sings about is genuinely a little bit about being free and being strong and all this sort of stuff. So it's quite an interesting sort of topic to relate to. Obviously, the podcast episode being mental health. It's important to take care of yourself. So it's not been forgotten about. When I know something, when I hear of anything, I will let you guys know. I will keep you updated. This is supposed to be just sorted out in February. Now we're in March, going on in April. We're in April now when this video goes live to you guys, but we've just had March go. Now we're in April, so it's like a month, literally a good month out of date now, and there's no rush for it. There's no super deadline, but I would like to have done this in February, but these things take longer to sort out, especially I'm on my own sort of doing it with Vince and he's doing his side, his end. There's lots of stuff to sort out and we're waiting on for other people, but hang fast, things will get sorted and we'll have a look and I'll let you know when I know something more, but it will happen. Okay, so the next little bit for me is the Megadrive games. The Megadrive games, that Megadrive and Genesis application on Steam just didn't work for me at all, and I'll tell you what, it did. And I did the first episode, the first episode for a while I was playing as Predator in Streets of Rage 2 through the Steam Workshop, and I tried opening up a couple of times. I'll put some gameplay up on the screen so you can have a little watch of that as well. I tried booting the game up and it just went black screen, nothing happened. I just literally went, nope, not playing and not doing anything. So for whatever reason, I think my PC had a bit of a meltdown and wouldn't respond quite right, and then I decided to restart the PC. So I restarted the PC and it came up with a few applications. You get into the screen that says, oh, these are stopping your PC from restarting. So I just get cancel. I thought I'd just cancel and I'll just power it down manually, and all of a sudden on the bottom right hand of my taskbar, a lot of the applications were gone, apart from the core ones like antivirus, etc. A lot of these ones were gone, and I just thought I'll just try again. I just literally clicked on the thing and it worked. It literally worked, and I was amazed. I was literally amazed. It booted up, no problem, went into the bedroom with the TV, you picked a game, and I'd already downloaded loads of these different mods to play, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I'll play an episode. So I picked the Predator as the first one to have a go at, and it worked. It literally worked, and hence why on the channel, as of now, you can see that there's Streets of Rage 2 with the Predator, and it's amazing fun. It is fantastic fun, and I'm really glad that it finally worked. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what could be causing that not to work? So something down on my taskbar has stopped my my game from running, and I don't know why. I have no idea what it is. I got no feedback from anybody to help me out, so obviously no one knew, no one cared, or no one knew. I don't know, but literally there was nothing I could have done, and literally something in my taskbar tray is obviously interfering and stopping me from running the app. But literally that taskbar, whatever it was, something in that app would stop me from playing the game. So the game worked, and I will be playing that a little bit more just to see if I can get that working. So more Megadrive games will be coming up, thankfully. I can't guarantee, because I still have no idea what application was closed not for it to run, but I'm definitely going to be looking at. I'm definitely going to be having a bit of a deeper dive into that and making sure that I can reduce the amount of applications running in my taskbar so it doesn't interfere with that Megadrive Classics game, so I can start playing some more of those games. Again, I was born in the 80s, so I love that sort of stuff, so I'll be playing it more, and I imagine loads of you guys too will enjoy it. So let's get it on and let's make sure that happens. So that will I will be investigating that more. And there's some great mods I did see in the Steam Workshop. I think you could play as like Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's some other skins, play as Shiva and all sorts of stuff. There's all these different things you can play as. I think it's a kangaroo as well or something. But essentially there are loads of different characters to play, and you can even have ones where they're like double the enemies or something. There's more enemies on the screen. There's like, you could go through the whole game with like a 2-player amount of enemies, and there's only one of you. So there's loads of options and bad guys to fight. So that'd be really cool to relive that. And I might even go back to the first one again, see if any mods are for the first one. I really like to see the first Streets of Rage and see what's available for that, because if you could play as different characters for that and have a bit of a laugh with that, I think it'd be amazing. And I also think Streets of Rage 3, I can't wait to start Streets of Rage 3 to have some of the mods on that as well, and even Streets of Rage 4, that's the game that came out like 2 years ago. I can't wait to get on that as well. There's mods for that. I think they'd be absolutely fantastic, but we'll see. We'll have a look and we'll go from there. But that's that. So that's Streets of Rage. It's working finally. Thank you. It's working. I can finally play it. Okay. So this next section is a bit sad. It's a bit interesting as well, and I want to cross-check with you guys as well what you think about this incident. Now, I'm going to go a bit deeper into it of what I personally think about this whole situation, but it's in the usage of AI. Now, before we even get started about AI is a thing that's across the whole board. It's everywhere. I think I read some guy even sold his house on ChatGPT without even using a realtor in America somewhere. Just a story that I heard of. This chap never even used any sort of like companies or anything. He literally just used ChatGPT to sell his house. fair play, but you know, there was a lot of backlash to that, because obviously a lot of people are going to say, oh yeah, you're not using these people, you're going to cost them their jobs, and they're not wrong. So what happened to me was some of my videos, some of the AI I've made of my characters. I've done this Dragon Ball sort of character called Brella, and she's a legendary Super Saiyan from Universe X, and she's obviously come into the normal Universe 7 sort of Dragon Ball world. That's the part of the story that I'm sort of developing for her. And I did an early prototype of introducing her. The AI for it was not great, it wasn't bad in my opinion, but it wasn't fantastic. It was my first sort of like experiment of making a video introducing her, and I thought to myself, well, I'll put it on my channel and just show people that this is just test the waters. So I'd done that, and I did two actually. There's a second video of her running, which was a bit better in my opinion, but again, it's not perfect. You can't get these things perfect, but it's better. In any case, I thought, well, I'll introduce it and see what the feedback that I got, and there was a few people that spoke to me and said, yeah, it's actually quite good. I've got a little mini film that I've made on my phone. I've recorded it on my phone. I've got this mini film, or like a series I'm making, and there's a lot of positive feedback from it, saying how good it was. Obviously, you can tell it's AI. You can tell it's not as fluid as what they would be in a normal series of any sort of full film type of on the main screen. But it isn't bad for what it is. But unfortunately, I got a bit of almost threatened a little bit coming back from Asia. And I'm not going to name people, I'm not going to name countries, I don't want to go that far, but it's in Asia, and there were a few people that two people became quite a bit hostile towards me, basically saying that you're copying work, etc., and all that sort of stuff. And I said, well, look, this is my character, this has nothing to do with anybody else. It's based on Broly, but it's not Broly. It's a female legendary Super Saiyan. It's not even based on Kefa, I think her name is. I can't remember her name. It's not even based strictly on her. It's another character that I've made from another universe that is a legendary Super Saiyan equivalent. And I've used AI to render her, because I made this character many years ago through a role-playing game. Now, as some of you may know, I'm a big role player. I like Dungeons & Dragons, I like Star Wars and Rifts and Shadowrun and all these sorts of tabletop role-playing games. That's one of the reasons I like Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm still making my Baldur's Gate 3 campaign for the channel. That's well overdue, but it's still been made. It's a big game. There's a Dragon Ball game, role-playing game that came out a long time ago, and I did my own. I rendered my own. I took this information off this book, and it was really unfinished, and it really was rusty. So I decided to polish it and use it as a template, and then expand on it, making this massive book of Dragon Ball. I still got it to this day. And I made a character, Brella, and I made this character Brella, and I couldn't draw. I can't draw. Okay, guys, I literally can't draw. Okay, and this goes to the point where I'm saying about these negative comments. People are saying, "Oh, get your own work, get your own, all this sort of stuff. Go off and draw yourself, etc." Now, it's very easy for anybody who can draw or can play a musical instrument to tell somebody else, "Oh, go off and learn, or go off and practice." My tattoo artist, he can draw. A lot of my work on my body is hand drawn. Okay, and it took him years to get this good, and it took him years of practice to get this good. And like everything in life, if you want to get good naturally, you practice. It's like going to the gym. I go to the gym. I mean, I'm not massive, don't get me wrong, but I'm not small. And to get any sort of muscle, you have to go to the gym, and it takes a long time. And you have to fit that time into your schedule. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but I'm a working man. I'm a father. I look after my dad. There's a lot of things in my life. I look after my uncle as well. There's a lot of things in my life that require my time in my channel as well. So I don't get the time to sit down and try and draw. I did it years ago. I had a go, and I just couldn't get my head around it. It's just something I just couldn't do. So all these characters I made over the years of a role-playing game, I had a druid in Dungeons & Dragons, a really powerful Vidania. I had Star Wars characters, Jace, that was a Jedi. I've had a Space Marine character in Death Watch. I've had Levias, Inquisitor in Dark Heresy. I've had all these characters I've made, and I got them in my head what I think they look like, but I cannot draw them. I just can't do it. So AI has made it possible for me to try and generate images and try and do characters that I can from in my head down onto paper. effectively, and it's done a marvellous job, and it's really opened my mind up and freed my mind of all these pictures. Yes, you have to recycle them and change the prompts, etc. a little bit, but in general it's given me the ability to generate characters, and Brella was one of them. Some of the AI images that I generated of anime was bang on to what in my head I visualised for her. So then I started making it into videos, I started making clips, and I started making it into little films, etc. I think at the moment I'm on 10 minutes. This episode is literally 10 minutes of her landing, etc. And where am I? But I showed the clips to other countries. Obviously, been shown to other countries, and I've had a bit of negative feedback and almost like been threatened to be reported for copyright. Now the problem is that AI does use other sources outside in the real world as like information. So if you say, for an example, I want the Terminator with half his skin on, etc., blah blah blah, in a war zone, I think generally it will use Arnold Schwarzenegger as a template. It will use that as a template because that's the reference it's trying to use to get you the image that you want. And I've been told this before. I think AI does have this. It grabs different things from different sources and then gives you the template, but it also tries to render it uniquely for you. It doesn't exactly replicate exactly the same. But if anyone knows out there that's more knowledgeable in AI generation of images, etc., then please tell me. But that's as far as I can sort of understand. But I made this character using AI, and all this would report me for copyright because it's literally just like I've got it, so it's literally just like a Dragon Ball cartoon. It's literally the same little 90s style Dragon Ball cartoon, and the special effects are all the same like that. So it's my own Dragon Ball 90s style story about my character that somebody's taken offence to and said they'll report me because it's almost copying like Akira. I can never pronounce the guy's last name, but he's the guy who made Dragon Ball, because it's the same. And I'm like, well, do you seriously think that all these other films, even like these B movies that are out there, a lot of them are copying the mainstream films? I'm not here to make money off it, really. I'm here to share it because I want to make a story up, and I've got characters in my head. These characters could die with me, or like I die of old age, or I die in an accident, whatever. They could die with me, but I'd like to think I can share them. So the point I'm making is that there's a couple of people that really started having a go and giving me a bit of grief for it and all that. And I was like, well, if you want to report me. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to have somebody who lives like 10,000 miles away from me. Although yeah, it's probably not big, but so far away from me that you're going to threaten to report me because I'm being creative, I'm using AI. I thought to myself, are you the sort of person that you can draw and you think everybody should go off and study for 10 years on how to draw? Are you the sort of person that you can't draw yourself, but you're just jealous of the fact that somebody else is using other tools to make their imagination come to life? There's so many of these different things that go on. There's so many people out there that genuinely are jealous or bitter because you're doing stuff better or further than they are. And I don't know this person saved my life, but I really can't, I was taken back. I'm thinking, you can't just give me some positive or critical feedback. You can't just give me some constructive feedback and say, look, this is this, it's not good in this state, it's alright, it's okay, this is good, this is bad. You're just literally saying, oh, you're copying somebody else's work, I'm going to report you. Do you think I'm seriously the only one that's doing it? Do you seriously think I'm the only person on this planet that's copying Dragon Ball? Do you seriously think that I'm the only person that's taking inspiration from certain song genres and stuff like this? Or if I decide to do another character, or I make another character, it took me a long time to do, and I've based it on, just as an example, Ghost in the Shell, for example, but it's a different character, it's a different part of the world, but the setting's similar, the same year, for example. So you've got the Major over there in Japan doing her thing over there, and I've got my character saying Germany doing this over here. Oh, you could do me for copyright for that. It's grow up. Just grow up. I understand that the AI has its risks. I understand AI is upsetting a lot of people. I do respect why. I mean, like I said before in a previous episode, I think there was a guy I knew who was an artist, and he was doing this cartoon comic strip, and he drew me a picture, and it was very good. It was very, very good, and it took him a long time to do it. I think he's now using AI to animate his pictures and animate his stuff. So he's using AI. But originally, when he was talking to me, he doesn't speak to me much anymore, but when he was talking to me, he actually, when I said I was literally just starting to experiment with AI generation, he was quite upset because AI was putting him out of business and ruining him, because he's got the talent to draw, and I've just literally gone, this is the lines, it's simple terms, load of lines, this is the style, this is the size of picture I want, and click, off you go, and it gives me what I want in about a minute, if that, in 30 seconds. And he was quite frustrated that he's taking time. Well, I appreciate that, because I always put natural talent over anything else. It's like people go to the gym. You've got people like me that go to the gym and don't take anything to increase size, and you've got people that do. I personally don't care if you do. If you want to get juiced up, whatever it is, then by all means you do so. I personally don't. I'm not going to shame you for doing that. That's your choice, it's your body. But then it's them sort of people that if you do it, they'll complain, you know, or whatever. Or somebody else is like, who doesn't go to the gym, will turn around to me and say, oh well, you know, you're natural. Then suddenly you're getting juiced up. That's bad, that's wrong, you're fake. What's it got to do with you? What's it got to do with you? Nothing. Complaining about my work, it's like, yeah, it's not the best. I'm not saying it's the best, but you know, if you can do better, then please tell me how. If you can do better, then please share with me. I even turned around and I said, you know, I do it because I love Dragon Ball, I love the series, I love the films, I'm a big fan, and I want to be part of the fan. And originally the work was just for me. It literally was just for me, that I wanted to do it just for myself, my role playing. But because I've got a channel, because I like to do different things and I like to share, I thought, well, I'll share it with people. I don't expect everybody to like it. That's just not the way the world works. I don't expect everyone to like what I do. And that's fine, that's okay, that's not a problem. Like the music I put up, you're going to get people that love it and you're going to get people that hate it, and that's absolutely fine. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Very simple. But don't put me down for it, don't shame me for it, don't, use no, I don't care, and neither should you. If you're out there doing something very similar and you're using different things to make music or make videos or make games or record yourself, just do it. Just don't care. People will like or hate it. And I think a lot of people out there are just jealous and bitter that they don't have the facility to do it themselves. And that really, for me, is one of the main people who complain. If they feel robbed or somehow starved of some sort of fame or glory because somebody else has gone out there and spent their free time to do something they enjoy and share it with the world. So really, that's where it is. Nothing's happened. I've checked and nothing's happened. I think it was all just empty threats and stuff like this. And I'm like, well, okay, and you get on with it. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not here to copy other people's work. I'm not here to steal off other people. That's not my intention at all. I don't want to do that. I have utmost respect for everybody else doing their own thing. This is to be me taking my friend's music work and then literally taking his tracks and then putting my songs and then readjusting it slightly and calling it mine. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm making my own stuff. I'm not taking his. But essentially, that's where we are with that. And but I won't worry. It's just in life, you must prepare yourself for people that are just going to cry and give you hassle. There are people that are going to look down on you and hate on you for you going out of your way, or you doing things that are not normal, that are not in the set that they think is right, and they're going to shame you for it. It's like the tattoos I've got. I'm not surprised that people look at me and go, oh, you know, judge me harshly, or think I'm stupid or crazy. I've seen plenty of tattoo videos where you see people having these blackouts and stuff like that, and that's fine. It's your body. But there's one guy I saw, he had a big magnum. The thing was like this, right? And he's doing himself. He's obviously a tattoo artist himself. He was doing himself. He literally blacking himself out. It's not for me, personally, but it's your body. Do what you like. And people are giving it, oh, you've got mental health issues. Oh, this guy's got mental health issues. He needs to go doctor. Why? Is he causing you any harm? Is he oppressing you somehow, expecting you to treat him differently because he's tattooed himself black? Is he got other pronouns that he's forcing upon you to use because he thinks himself different? No, he's just doing it because it's him and he wants to do it. Why do you care? Why do you care? Is he hurting you in some ways? You know, your precious feelings getting hurt because he looks different. I think this ought to be some sort of another sort of session, I think, where I can go on a rant. Maybe I'll do Preston's rant at some point, where I literally will look at you guys and just complain left, right and centre about what's on my mind, what's going on, because this is what this is turning into. Because it just bugs me that, I don't care, but it just bugs me in the sense that people have got the audacity of criticising everybody else about something they do, and they don't even do it themselves. And if they do it themselves, then why don't they share a little bit and actually help? I'm more happy to help people. There's a few people, and Vincent will support me. I will help people grow, and I'll help people. I can't reveal everything because a craftsman never reveals all his secrets, but I'm more than happy to help people and tutor people and give people the basic tools of going further. If you're a small YouTube channel and you want help and you want advertisement or you want me to spread your name a little bit, I'm more than happy to do that. I've done that from the very beginning when my channel started to grow. You know, this is why I do the community shout outs, because I want people to come to me and, you know, if they interact with my channel and they show that they're interested in my channel and all that and they want that bit of support, I'm more happy to put your name at the bottom here and, you know, and talk about your channel. I'm more than happy to do that, and I've still got the videos popped up from last year that clearly are all there. You can go back on my monthly review channels from over a year ago, and I've still got the people that I've advertised. I'm subscribed to them and I've still got them as well. So, you know, it's a team effort. We have to make this together. We have to work together. And if you see something that someone's done is wrong or bad or not very good, then yeah, by all means, highlight it to them. But don't sit there and like make them feel low. It's just okay. It's enough of that now. It's enough of me ranting. But anyway, I think that's long enough now of me giving you guys an earache. But yeah, please check out the music, see what you think, let me know. And yeah, that's my touching base. I hope you've enjoyed it. Probably more ranting more than anything else, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope you join me for April's touching base in a month's time. And until then, be good, take care.